Evaluation. It is a delicate discussion, a touchy topic, a prickly point, a controversial concept, a sensitive issue, a minefield. How can I put it? Evaluation is one hot potato. No, that's not what I mean by hot. Honestly, who would imagine a potato to be hot like that? Oh, right. Moving on. Oh, well, sure, that is potato and it's fried now, so it's probably hot, but that's still not what I mean by hot potato. And that's the point. I think we have the same problem with evaluation. What does it mean? Evaluation almost has an evil aura to it nowadays. Poor forms of assessment and questionable objectives are giving evaluation a bad rap. But evaluation is a tool, not a goal. A hammer can be used to build or break something, and the same can be said of evaluation. And with ubiquitous access to technology for learners gaining ground everywhere, I think it's high time to consider a fresh perspective on evaluation. So before we go on, and since evaluation is such an equivocal word, allow me to humbly offer you my own definition of evaluation in the context of learning. Evaluation is the act of giving feedback following the analysis of a process, accomplishment, or combination thereof. Yup, that's it. It might seem a little too succinct for some, but several nuances are embedded in it. The feedback can vary in quantity from meager to comprehensive. The analysis spans in depth from superficial to thorough. The process or accomplishment can differ in scope from the procedural, declarative, to the highly complex. On top of that, the intention of evaluation, which can be either to assess or support learning, will influence the type of feedback, the criteria on which the analysis is based, and the conditions in which the process or accomplishment is monitored. I think that wise use of technology can have a positive effect on all of these variables. But before we go into that, let's take a closer look at how these elements play together in a classic example. Imagine a bubble sheet time-constrained multiple-choice form of test. Whatever the topic this test is for, imagine its questions to be straightforward. You either know the answer or you don't. The traditional close but no cigar answers are among the choices. Oh, and last but not least in our story here, you are the one taking the test. Scenario A. The test is administered at the end of the course. The answers you got right are tallied, and judgment is passed on whether or not you have succeeded the test. It is done. Final. No appeal. Scenario B. The test is administered at the beginning of the course. When the results arrive, you and your teacher sit down and consider the results, the clues as to what should be worked on in the following weeks. Scenario C. At some point in the course, because you had the possibility to learn at your own pace, the test is administered when you decide that you're ready for it. When the results come in, they pinpoint the concepts on which it could be useful to work at a little more, or if you've mastered the thing, it will point you to challenges you might find interesting from here on. In all of these cases, the accomplishment, if you will, is the same, a standardized test. In the classic assessment scenario, the analysis is limited to counting the right answers, and the feedback is a simple mark, not much to work with. The diagnostic scenario presents deeper analysis, and the feedback is more constructive. The conditions in which the test is administered in the gamified scenario are pretty different, and the feedback adds challenges to the mix. Please feel free to press pause here and discuss this further with your colleagues. So yes, while the same simple test can serve very different functions, it remains quite inadequate for measuring one's competency. Creativity, for instance, doesn't fit on a bubble sheet.
I'm glad you're here, and what we're going to do today is demonstrate the difference between reliability and validity. And so first I want to introduce who's going to be up here demonstrating reliability and validity. This is Mallory, my daughter. This is Zachary, my son. And that's Madison, my son. You can see they're all giggling because they're going to enjoy what they're doing here. So let's walk up here. Oh, and my wife Karen is behind the camera. Thank you, Karen. So come on up this way. All right, we're going to use the metaphor of a target to demonstrate the difference between reliability and validity. So this target right here in the middle would be an example of a reliable and valid test. And this is the target that we're going to be hopefully aiming for. But first we're going to demonstrate three things. We're going to demonstrate reliability, then we're going to demonstrate validity, and then finally we're going to demonstrate both reliability and validity.
Shoot it once? All at once?
Yeah, I think so. Shoot it, shoot it. Which one are we aiming at?
Okay. So here goes reliability without validity.
Oh my god, I can't.
I totally bullseyed that. Dude, I'm
So you can see here with reliability without validity that we've all made a fairly reliable shot, but we've missed our target. Here's our target, and instead, with fairly reliable shots, we've hit this target. This is an example of reliability without validity. Now we're going to demonstrate validity without reliability.
No.
Yeah, you guys don't shoot the dog on camera.
Give me that. Stop it.
Alright, wait. I'm top left.
This is an example of validity without reliability. Here's our target, and you can see that our arrows are surrounding the target, but no one actually hit the target, and they're further apart rather than being bunched together. That's the difference between validity and reliability. Now, we're going to demonstrate validity and reliability. So here's an example of reliability and validity. We have a fairly small cluster, and they're all centered around the target. So thanks for listening as we demonstrated archery as a metaphor for validity and reliability in testing.